Precision strikes on targets in Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen.
Our mission here is very simple.
The strike targeted 5 underground weapons storage facilities. Yemen's Houthis have vowed that the United States will, quote, pay the price.
B-2 Spirit stealth bomber has remained one of the most formidable weapons in the U.S. Air Force's arsenal since its introduction. As an aircraft designed with state-of-the-art stealth technology, the B-2 is capable of penetrating the most sophisticated enemy air defenses undetected, allowing it to strike critical targets with unmatched precision. Over the years, the bomber has been used sparingly, primarily because of its high operational costs and its intended role in high-value strategic missions. The recent deployment of the B-2 in Yemen against Houthi rebel bunkers was a rare occurrence, marking the first time in 7 years that the aircraft was used in an actual combat operation. This mission, while aimed at disabling underground bunkers belonging to the Houthis, was also intended to showcase the United States' ability to strike targets that are deeply fortified and seemingly out of reach. The U.S. military's decision to deploy the B-2 was not simply a tactical move, but also a strategic message to potential adversaries such as Iran and China, demonstrating the extent of American air power and the precision of its long-range bombing capabilities. The B-2 Spirit was designed during the Cold War to carry out strategic bombing missions, particularly in scenarios where it would have to evade Soviet air defense systems to deliver nuclear or conventional payloads. Unlike traditional bombers that rely on sheer speed or heavy armament to complete missions, the B-2 utilizes stealth technology, reducing its radar cross-section to near invisibility. This makes it exceptionally difficult to detect and intercept, even in highly contested airspace. In Yemen, the aircraft's mission involved striking 5 underground bunkers controlled by the Houthis, a militant group backed by Iran that has been involved in attacks against Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and more recently, maritime targets in the Red Sea. The decision to use the B-2 rather than a more conventional aircraft such as the F-15E or even an MQ-9 drone suggests that the U.S. wanted to ensure absolute mission success while simultaneously sending a geopolitical signal. The level of fortification within these bunkers would have made them resistant to standard airstrikes, necessitating the use of powerful bunker-busting munitions that only a bomber like the B-2 can efficiently deliver. Houthi rebels have long relied on underground facilities to store weapons, command centers, and logistics hubs. Their increasing access to advanced weaponry, including ballistic and cruise missiles, has made them a growing concern for regional and global security. These missiles have been used to target oil refineries, military bases, and even commercial shipping routes, creating instability in one of the world's most vital trade corridors. By targeting these underground bunkers, the U.S. aimed to disrupt the Houthis' logistical and military capabilities. The precision strikes executed by the B-2s were designed to destroy these facilities while minimizing collateral damage. Unlike conventional bombers, which might require multiple sorties to effectively neutralize such targets, the B-2s can deliver high-yield munitions in a single mission with unparalleled accuracy. Beyond the immediate tactical objective of destroying Houthi infrastructure, the mission was also an opportunity for the U.S. military to demonstrate its ability to conduct deep strike missions against fortified targets. The Department of Defense specifically highlighted the operation as an example of America's capability to reach adversaries who attempt to hide their assets underground, no matter how reinforced or protected they may be. This statement was clearly aimed at nations like Iran, which has invested heavily in underground military facilities to shield key assets such as missile stockpiles and nuclear research sites. The timing of the B-2 strikes also coincided with increasing tensions between Iran and Israel, further amplifying the message that the U.S. can act when necessary, using its most advanced strategic bombers to deliver devastating results. One of the defining characteristics of the B-2 is its ability to carry an extensive range of precision-guided munitions. Although the U.S. did not officially disclose the specific weapons used in the Yemen operation, several bunker-busting options exist within the B-2's arsenal. Among them is the BLU-109, a 2,000-pound hard-target penetrator designed to pierce through reinforced concrete and explode deep inside a bunker. Another possibility is the GBU-28, a larger 5,000-pound bunker-busting bomb capable of reaching even deeper fortifications. However, the most likely candidate is the GBU-72, a more advanced version of the GBU-28 that has been specifically designed for enhanced penetration power against deeply buried targets. These bombs rely on delayed fuses that allow them to burrow into the target before detonating, maximizing their destructive effect. The effectiveness of these munitions, combined with the B-2's ability to evade detection, makes it nearly impossible for an enemy to defend against such an attack. From a strategic standpoint, the use of the B-2 in Yemen underscores the United States' continued reliance on air superiority as a key pillar of its global defense strategy. The B-2's ability to conduct long-range bombing missions without the need for forward-deployed bases gives the U.S. a unique advantage. With in-flight refueling, the aircraft can remain airborne for over 40 hours, allowing it to strike targets anywhere in the world from its home base in Missouri. This capability is particularly important in an era where adversaries are increasingly investing in anti-access area denial A2AD systems designed to keep U.S. forces at bay. By demonstrating that it can strike deep into hostile territory at will, the U.S. is reinforcing its deterrence posture and reminding its rivals that there are no truly safe havens. Additionally, the mission served as a psychological operation, reassuring allies in the Middle East that the United States remains committed to countering threats from Iranian-backed militant groups. Saudi Arabia and the UAE, both of whom have been targeted by Houthi missile and drone attacks, have long sought stronger U.S. military support in the region. By deploying one of its most advanced bombers against Houthi targets, the U.S. signaled its willingness to take decisive action to protect its interests and those of its allies. At the same time, the strike was a clear warning to Iran, whose support for the Houthis has been instrumental in prolonging the conflict in Yemen. By showcasing its ability to destroy hardened targets, the U.S. is sending a message that similar strikes could be carried out against Iranian military infrastructure if necessary. The B-2's role in this mission also raises questions about the future of stealth bombers in modern warfare. With the introduction of the B-21 Raider, the next-generation stealth bomber set to replace the B-2 in the coming years, this operation could be one of the last combat missions for the Spirit before its eventual retirement. The B-21 is expected to be even more advanced, incorporating new stealth technologies, improved range, and enhanced digital capabilities. However, the success of the B-2 in Yemen proves that even after more than 3 decades in service, it remains one of the most effective and feared aircraft in the world. The ability to conduct strategic bombing missions with such precision and stealth underscores why the B-2 continues to be a cornerstone of U.S. air power. The use of B-2 Spirit bombers against Houthi rebel bunkers in Yemen was more than just a military strike. It was a calculated demonstration of American air dominance. The mission not only neutralized key enemy infrastructure, but also reinforced the U.S.'s ability to penetrate hardened targets with precision. More importantly, it sent a clear message to adversaries like Iran and China that no bunker is beyond the reach of American firepower. As global tensions continue to rise, the role of stealth bombers in deterrence and power projection remains as relevant as ever. The B-2's deployment in Yemen was a powerful reminder that the U.S. retains the ability to strike anywhere, anytime, and with overwhelming force. The precision strikes carried out by B-2 Spirit stealth bombers on October 17, 2024, against 5 underground bunkers controlled by the Houthis marked a significant moment in modern aerial warfare. These bunkers were categorized as hardened, meaning that they were not simply buried beneath the surface but also reinforced with layers of concrete and steel to withstand conventional attacks. The strategic value of these fortifications lay in their ability to protect key military assets, including missile stockpiles, command centers, and critical logistical equipment. By targeting them with one of the most advanced bombers in the U.S. arsenal, the mission was not just about neutralizing immediate threats, but also sending a broader geopolitical message. The U.S. Department of Defense described the operation as a unique demonstration of its capability to strike deeply buried enemy assets, reinforcing America's position as a dominant global military power. The fact that such an advanced and expensive asset as the B-2 was deployed against these bunkers suggests that they were deemed critical enough to warrant the use of stealth bombers equipped with precision-guided bunker-busting munitions. The secrecy surrounding the mission, specifically the number of bombers used, the route they took to Yemen, and the specific type of ordnance deployed, further highlights the sensitivity of the operation. One of the key aspects of this mission was the selection of targets. The Houthis, an Iranian-backed rebel group operating primarily in Yemen, have established themselves as a formidable force in the region, frequently launching missile and drone attacks against Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and maritime assets in the Red Sea. These attacks have not only disrupted commercial shipping routes, but also posed a direct challenge to regional stability. The presence of fortified underground bunkers indicated that the Houthis were storing valuable military assets within these locations, possibly including advanced weaponry supplied by Iran. The destruction of these facilities was therefore a high-priority objective for the US and its allies. One of the defining characteristics of hardened underground bunkers is their ability to resist conventional airstrikes. Traditional bombs and missiles are often ineffective against such targets, as their explosive force dissipates upon impact, failing to penetrate deeply enough to cause significant damage. This is where bunker-busting munitions come into play. These specialized bombs are designed to penetrate reinforced structures before detonating, ensuring maximum destruction of the intended target. The B-2 Spirit is one of the few aircraft in the world capable of delivering these munitions with pinpoint accuracy while remaining undetected by enemy radar systems. Given the nature of the targets, the B-2 bombers likely carried one of several bunker-busting weapons. One potential candidate is the BLU-109, a 2,000-pound hard target penetrating warhead capable of breaking through reinforced concrete before detonating its explosive payload. Another possibility is the GBU-28, a 5,000-pound guided bomb with even greater penetration power. This weapon was initially developed during the Gulf War to target Iraqi underground command centers, and it has since been upgraded to enhance its effectiveness against heavily fortified structures. A more advanced version, the GBU-72, could also have been used in this mission. The GBU-72 is designed to be more effective against deeply buried targets, making it a strong candidate for use against the Houthis' underground facilities. Another potential weapon that may have been employed is the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, MOP, a 30,000-pound bomb designed to destroy deeply buried bunkers. While it is typically reserved for high-value strategic targets, such as nuclear facilities, its deployment in Yemen cannot be ruled out entirely. If the US determined that the Houthi bunkers contained advanced missile systems or other critical assets, it may have justified the use of such a powerful weapon. However, given the secrecy surrounding the operation, it is difficult to confirm whether the MOP was used in this particular strike. The decision to use the B-2 Spirit as opposed to other aircraft was likely influenced by several factors. First, the B-2's stealth capabilities allowed it to approach the target undetected, reducing the risk of retaliation or interception. While the Houthis lack advanced air defense systems, their access to Iranian-supplied radar and missile technology poses a potential threat to less stealthy aircraft. By using the B-2, the US ensured that the mission could be carried out with minimal risk to its pilots and aircraft. Second, the B-2's ability to deliver precision-guided munitions made it the ideal choice for targeting specific bunker locations without causing excessive collateral damage. The US has repeatedly emphasized the importance of minimizing civilian casualties in military operations, and the use of advanced targeting systems on the B-2 helped ensure that only the intended targets were destroyed. The combination of stealth and precision made the B-2 the best platform for this mission. The route taken by the bombers remains classified, but it is likely that they flew from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, where the US B-2 fleet is based. Given the aircraft's long operational range and in-flight refueling capabilities, it is possible that the bombers took a route that minimized their exposure to enemy radar while maximizing efficiency. The journey would have required multiple mid-air refuelings, likely provided by KC-135 or KC-46 tankers stationed in allied countries or operating over international waters. The logistics of such an operation are complex, involving coordination between multiple aircraft and support teams to ensure the mission's success. The aftermath of the strike remains somewhat unclear. While the U.S. Department of Defense stated that the operation successfully targeted and destroyed the bunkers, the extent of the damage inflicted on the Houthis' military capabilities is not entirely known. The Houthis have continued their attacks on Red Sea shipping routes, leading to speculation that either not all of their key assets were housed in the targeted bunkers, or that they were able to recover quickly from the strike. However, the mere demonstration of American air power serves as a significant deterrent, warning the Houthis and their Iranian backers that their fortified positions are not immune to U.S. precision strikes. Beyond the immediate tactical implications, this mission also serves a broader strategic purpose. The use of the B-2 Spirit in Yemen is part of a larger pattern of the U.S. demonstrating its ability to strike deeply buried targets anywhere in the world. This is particularly relevant in the context of rising tensions with Iran, which has invested heavily in underground military facilities, including nuclear research sites and missile storage depots. By showcasing its ability to penetrate hardened bunkers with precision, the U.S. is sending a clear message that no target is beyond its reach. The strike also serves as a signal to other global adversaries, including China and Russia. Both nations have developed extensive underground facilities to protect their military assets, including command centers, missile silos, and nuclear stockpiles. The Yemen operation reinforces the notion that the U.S. possesses the capability to neutralize such targets if necessary. The use of the B-2 also raises questions about the future of stealth bombers in modern warfare. With the B-21 Raider set to enter service in the coming years, the U.S. is poised to further enhance its strategic bombing capabilities. The B-21 is expected to incorporate next-generation stealth technology, improved range, and more advanced electronic warfare capabilities. The deployment of the B-2 in Yemen may have been one of its last major combat missions before its eventual retirement, serving as a reminder of its effectiveness even after decades of service. The B-2 Spirit strike on Houthi bunkers in Yemen was not just a military operation, but a demonstration of U.S. air power and precision strike capability. The destruction of these hardened facilities sends a message to adversaries that underground fortifications are not an impenetrable defense. While the full impact of the strike remains unclear, the operation underscores America's ability to conduct long-range, high-precision attacks against even the most fortified targets. As global tensions continue to rise, the lessons learned from this mission will likely influence future military strategies and the development of next-generation stealth bombers. The most plausible explanation for the weaponry used in this strike revolves around bunker-busting munitions. One possible candidate is the BLU-109, a 2,000-pound warhead designed to penetrate reinforced structures before detonating. Its steel casing allows it to pierce up to 8 feet of concrete, making it an effective tool for neutralizing shallow underground bunkers. Another possibility is the GBU-28, a 5,000-pound bomb capable of penetrating 15 feet of reinforced concrete or 150 feet of earth. This weapon was originally developed for use against deeply buried command centers during the Gulf War. Iran has been the primary benefactor of the Houthis, supplying them with weapons, training, and intelligence support in their ongoing conflict against the Saudi-led coalition, and more recently, in their attacks on Israel-affiliated vessels. By choosing to deploy the B-2 Spirit against Houthi targets, the United States demonstrated its willingness and capability to strike deep into areas where Iran's influence is strong. This was a clear indication that the U.S. has the ability to penetrate and destroy hardened targets, which is especially relevant given Iran's extensive use of underground facilities to house critical military assets, including its nuclear research and ballistic missile programs. One of the most significant aspects of this operation was its timing, coinciding with rising tensions between Iran and Israel. The conflict between these two nations has escalated in recent months, with Iran increasing its support for proxy groups such as Hezbollah and Hamas, while also directly threatening Israel with missile capabilities. The strike in Yemen, therefore, served a dual purpose. It not only degraded the military infrastructure of an Iranian-backed militant group, but also sent a strong message to Tehran. Should hostilities escalate further, Iran's underground military assets could be the next target. The B-2 Spirit's capabilities make it uniquely suited for such a demonstration. Unlike other bombers or fighter jets, which might require extensive electronic warfare support to evade enemy defenses, the B-2's advanced stealth technology allows it to operate deep within contested airspace without detection. This means that in a hypothetical strike against Iranian nuclear facilities or underground missile silos, the B-2 could approach undetected, deliver its payload, and exit before enemy forces could mount a response. This ability is crucial given Iran's reliance on surface-to-air missile batteries and radar networks to protect its most sensitive military sites. The Yemen strike was a reminder to Iranian military planners that these defenses would be insufficient against a determined U.S. attack. Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Israel have all been targeted by Houthi missile and drone strikes, and the use of the B-2 was a reassurance that the U.S. remains committed to countering Iranian-backed threats in the region. The precision of the B-2 strike also demonstrated that the U.S. could neutralize such threats without causing extensive collateral damage, a key concern in military operations that take place in civilian-populated areas. By successfully executing this mission, the United States reaffirmed its role as the dominant military power in the region and reassured its allies of its commitment to their security. The geopolitical implications of this strike extend beyond just the Middle East. China and Russia, both of whom have been closely watching U.S. military movements, were undoubtedly paying attention to the operation. China in particular has been rapidly expanding its military presence in the Pacific and has been constructing fortified military installations on artificial islands in the South China Sea. The demonstration of American bunker-busting capabilities in Yemen was a warning that even heavily fortified positions are vulnerable to U.S. air power. Similarly, Russia, which has relied on underground facilities to protect its military assets, including its nuclear command centers, would have noted the implications of the strike. In a world where adversaries increasingly seek to shield their most valuable assets beneath layers of concrete and rock, the U.S. is proving that no such measures are sufficient against its advanced precision strike capabilities. Another aspect to consider is the future of aerial warfare and the role of stealth bombers in modern conflicts. The B-2, while still highly effective, is set to be gradually replaced by the B-21 Raider, the U.S. Air Force's next-generation stealth bomber. The B-21, currently in development, will incorporate even more advanced stealth and electronic warfare capabilities, making it even harder to detect and more capable of penetrating enemy defenses. The strike in Yemen may have served as one of the last major combat missions for the B-2, demonstrating its capabilities one final time before the new bomber takes over its role. Furthermore, the use of the B-2 in Yemen highlights a shift in U.S. military strategy regarding the use of high-value assets. Traditionally, stealth bombers have been reserved for operations against near-peer adversaries with sophisticated air defense systems, but this strike suggests a willingness to use them in a broader range of conflicts. This could mean that in future operations, the U.S. may be more inclined to use its most advanced aircraft even against asymmetric threats, rather than reserving them solely for engagements with major powers. This shift could have profound implications for how the U.S. projects power globally, as it suggests a lower threshold for the deployment of strategic assets in conflicts that may not have previously warranted their use. Ultimately, the decision to use the B-2 Spirit against Houthi targets in Yemen was about far more than just neutralizing a regional militant group. It was a statement of power, a warning to Iran, and a demonstration of America's continued dominance in precision aerial warfare. The implications of this strike will be felt across the geopolitical landscape, influencing how adversaries and allies alike perceive U.S. military capabilities. Whether this mission ultimately deters further aggression from Iran and its proxies remains to be seen, but one thing is certain. The world has been reminded that the United States retains the ability to strike anywhere, anytime, and with devastating precision. Beyond the military strike itself, the operation highlights the evolution of aerial warfare. Stealth technology, precision-guided munitions, and intelligence-driven targeting have become key pillars of modern combat. The B-2's ability to evade radar detection and deliver payloads with pinpoint accuracy ensures minimal collateral damage while maximizing impact on enemy infrastructure. This mission also underscores the importance of strategic bombers in maintaining global deterrence. The B-2 Spirit's precision strike on Houthi bunkers was not just a military operation. It was a powerful demonstration of U.S. air dominance and the ability to neutralize hardened targets anywhere in the world. This mission sends a clear message to adversaries that no underground facility is beyond reach. As the U.S. continues to advance its stealth bomber technology with the upcoming B-21 Raider, the future of strategic air power looks more formidable than ever. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth content on military technology and global defense strategies. Thanks for watching.